Hey, welcome to Carswell's Customs. So today we've got smoke tests, starting fluid, AI diagnostics, and a Python script that scrapes YouTube comments. So the AI diagnosis, the first one was wrong, but the second one recommended a $70 fix that saved me $500. So stick around and I'll show you how. All right, so I got a light on my 2015 Audi A5, and I grabbed my scanner to pull the codes. Now there were a lot of misfire codes, so I pulled the spark plugs, and this was their condition: very white. So I imagine I had a possible vacuum leak. So since this is the first Audi 2.0 that I've owned, I wanted to know the most probable causes based on my spark plug condition and the engine codes that were found. This is how I combined Claude, ChatGPT, Python, and mechanic investigative work to quickly identify the issue. How about a technical overview of this whole process? So here's our technical data. We're going to take Claude and we're going to prompt Claude to be an automotive research and diagnosis agent. Claude's going to use information from our scanner that we scan the vehicle with, our mechanic observations, and different pictures that we take. We're also going to go to YouTube and select videos that are highly relevant to our issue, such as 2015 Audi A5 vacuum leak. So we're going to be the human in the loop here. We're going to pull the transcripts and also scrape the comments out of the videos that are valuable. That's where our VS Code and the Sandy scraper come in. So we'll take that information, give it to Claude, and then Claude will do his own AI web search and then look at TSBs and different forums depending on the brand of the car, so Audi in this case. After all that information is placed together, Claude will create the interactive repair report. So this report is housed in the Claude browser. So you'll be able to click through, and as you get different tasks done, close them, open up other ones, and do other research in case the first repair isn't the actual error, which in my case was exactly what happened. So anyway, here we go. So let's fire up an instance of Claude, and I went into Claude and created a personal project, so that way all of the evidence that we collect, we'll place it into this project and we'll draw conclusions just from that. So what are you working on? This is the core mission, and so we're going to go ahead and put that in, which is transform diagnostic trouble codes into actionable, confidence scored repair plans. That sounds good. So that's what we're going to try to achieve. And then name the project. This will be car flow. All right, cool. Let's see what's up. Excellent. So now this is the area where we can add our files, and then we'll start the chat with the large prompt itself. So what I'll do is Control A, Control C, and then Control V, and then the prompt's down here. So we already discussed what the overall flow of this project is. So let's start adding information in that we already have. So let's grab the Autel scan report and add that into the file section. Okay, bingo. There's a big piece of the puzzle. So the next piece is the image of the spark plug. So we have the prompt, we have the scan, and then we've got an image of the white spark plug. So the next piece of the puzzle is let's pull in some YouTube data, transcripts, and scrapes. So let's head over to VS Code and start pulling that info. So here we are on YouTube. So let's go ahead and bring up our scan and take a look at the error codes. What we're going to do is we're going to look for videos that have high relevance to these error codes. So let's do 2015 Audi A5 and then paste these error codes. Get a search going. Okay, so I landed on this video. Seems close to my problem. 2.0, rough idle, lean issue. So what I'll do is I'm going to roll down here to show transcript. Boink. I don't know an easy way to pull this with a Python or an API, so I just do this. Control C, and then we'll bring up a little notepad here and hit paste. Control V. So I've got the entire transcript on here. So that's the first piece. But I like to get a couple of these videos so that way I get a wide variety. So let's go ahead and pop to the next one. Okay, video number 2. Let's click more. Transcript. Grab all that stuff. Control C. Bring up our doodad here, our notepad, and then we'll hit Control V. So we'll get about 4 of these, and then take this document, we're going to apply it to Claude. So I'll work on that. Okay, so transcripts are done. So next step, let's get the comments out of these videos as well, because sometimes you get amazing information. Community support is awesome in the comments. So we want to scrape all those down, but there can be a lot of comments, and it is not easy to just copy paste like I just did with the transcript. So I've built a little Python program with some help from Claude and Gemini, and it's called the Sandy Scraper. So let's bring that up. Here we are in VS Code, and so this is the Python program that I put together with the help of Gemini and Claude. So super cool. I've done some Python work, but I'm no developer, so it's awesome to have that kind of expert support from those two models. And so Sandy Scraper, why would I name it that? So as I was completing this project, my dog passed away. So I named this program in her honor. So she's this program goes and fetches information and has cool little things inside it. So I hope you enjoy it. So what we'll do is we'll go over here to where the Python program is, sandyscraper.py, and we're going to hit the play. And this should fire it up. So, Shop Dog Assistant, throw Sandy a YouTube URL. So let's grab one of our URLs that we saved, paste it in there, hit enter. So Sandy comes up with a report in text form, and you can also read through here to verify things are working. So fetch 2 comments from that video. So not a lot of comments in that video, but we'll go ahead and try the other ones. Okay, so this time let's tell Sandy batch, so that way we can enter multiple URLs. All right, so here's 3 URLs copy and pasted. Now I know this is kind of a manual process, but this will set us up for understanding how the whole information flow works. And then if we decide to, we can turn this into a full AI agent with human in the loop. So it's a little clunky right now, but I don't think anybody's worried about it. So you can see Sandy's going through each video. Looks like we got 34 comments, 7 comments. There we go. Fetch 3 of 3 videos, and all the information is saved on our in our folder. So we'll grab that folder. There's 2 different formats. There's the text format, which is easy to read, and there's also a JSON file. So that's a more organized structure, and Claude likes that better. So we'll go grab that stuff and drop it in. So let's take a quick look here at what we're actually getting from the Sandy Scraper. So here's one. Thank you so much for posting this. Had this code come up with another one, and got a quote for $3,600 to replace my turbo. What else we got? This video helped me clear 13 codes. Wish I'd seen this a month ago. So there's a lot of good, like I said before, there's a lot of great information in the comments. And so that Sandy Scraper is really excellent at pulling that information into, or getting it available for Claude to make decisions based on it. Here we are back at Claude. Let's drag our files over. So this little folder is named Sandy's Fetch Pile, which is helpful. And then you can see that these are JSON files. And so I'll just grab these, drag and drop. Okay, so let's look at all the information we've added to this workflow. We have our prompt for Claude. We have our transcripts that we copied and pasted from YouTube. We have Sandy's work, she's got the all of the comments from each of the 4 videos that we selected. So again, human in the loop, we're interacting, we're selecting the data that's important. We have our scan data here from our Autel scanner, and we have a mechanic evidence or a little bit of information, the image of the white spark plug. So let's fire it off, see what we get. Okay, boom. So here's our car diagnostic report, our Audi mileage, and the primary issue, PCV diaphragm failure with a confidence level of 78%. So let's stop right there. Like, where does this confidence level come from? Well, this is the community insights. This is the information drawn from YouTube. And I love this part, web research findings. So, excuse me, look at all of the articles that were researched to help with this analysis. This is the really cool part. You're taking information from YouTube and different forums and pushing all this information together to create a troubleshooting path. So let's go ahead and pull this aside and then take a look here. So here's our codes, root cause, connection chain, physical evidence. We can open this up for community insights as well, or close this off. Here's our repair plan and other parts to check if the primary, the PCV diaphragm isn't the failure, other items to check. So this thing's killer. Love it. What's also super cool is publish it. Bingo. So now this is accessible on the net, right? So if you wanted to share this with somebody or, you know, whatever you want to do with it, it's available online and you don't have to save it or anything like that. So super cool stuff. I've done this with receipts. So if I do work for somebody, I'm going to shoot a receipt to them. I'll share with them online. Easy peasy. So how did it go? After we did all this work, let's take a look at what the actual result was. So verify first here. Oil cap test, engines to stumble when the cap is loosened. So as you can see, I did check this and it wasn't, I didn't feel that the engine stumbled like it should have. So didn't really feel 100% confident on this. So what I did was I went back to while you're in there, and we already did the spark plugs, but the PCV hose, that's been known, at least from the videos that I've watched, to be a failure point. So I went ahead and grabbed a hold of it and shook it a little bit to see if there's any type of play or maybe the seals inside had gone bad. Then I removed it and saw that the rubber seals inside were looked more rectangular than round. So let's go back to Claude and update him on this information. PCV diaphragm does not seem to be the issue, but my PCV hose is very loose on the engine side, and the rubber grommets or seals are crushed. What do you recommend from this? Jeez, oh Pete. New information. So here we go. Excellent discovery. It's exactly the kind of iterative diagnostic work that leads to the real fix. Okay, here we go. Let's get to it. So replace the PCV hose assembly. Here's the OEM part number, which is awesome. The price that you're going to pay from FCP or ECS tuning. Really cool that Claude sources from online vendors. Get you the prices as well. So we can either do the grommets or the actual entire tube. And so let's go ahead and change the entire tube. So I forgot to mention I did check for vacuum leaks with starting fluid. You can see I'm going to spray this on the PCV hose on both sides, like the intake manifold side and the valve cover side. The valve cover side had the bad gasket in there. So we changed that PCV hose, right, and cleared all the codes in the garage, and then we took it out for a trip. And no codes remained when we came back, except for the tire pressure code that you see there. But the workflow is very effective. So where I see this workflow being useful is new mechanics or people teaching themselves how to maintain their vehicle. Hardest part of wrenching is knowing the parts of a system and what are the common failure parts for your specific car. Taking 10-15 minutes to complete this workflow will save you money by doing the repair yourself. So, a couple of things. If anyone wants the Python code or Claude's prompt, just ask for it in the comments. Along with that, just give me some direction of where you want me to go from here. Do I take this workflow and make a Claude agent, maybe N8N or something similar? Also, are there any other inputs I should have considered? Make sure you like and subscribe and share it because that's how I keep making videos. But you already know that, right? So, until next time.